Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another Beat, Matt, Batrep.
MiniWarGaming's Beat, Matt, Batrep.
We got Duncan here all the way from good old England to play your first ever game of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, but don't go easy on me because I've kind of read up on it and stuff.
I'm not going to. Because I'm still trying out the Sylvaneth. And so right now, I couldn't even go easy on you if I wanted to because I've figured out what is good and what isn't good. So I'm still in that process. Whenever I'm into a new army, my first few games is always me trying to build good lists. And then once I get to know the army, then I'll try to build lists that kind of match what I see my opponent doing.
I'm not sure this sounds good or bad.
Yes.
For me.
Yes. But I think you'll be fine. Two reasons why. Because Duncan picks up games really fast. We figured that out. We played some Warcry together. And yeah, piece of cake, right? Age of Sigmar is pretty straightforward too. Okay. There's a lot of nuances. We'll work together on that. And the second reason is he's playing Legion of Sacrament from Legions of Nagash.
Which apparently is quite good.
Yeah, it is.
It's sheer coincidence that I picked
yeah.
No planning at all.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good army. So we're going to be able to see. I haven't actually played against a lot of death lately.
And I read up on it a bit, and I've picked what I think is quite an interesting list in terms of some of the tactics I can use. So.
And we'll just have to wait and see.
So if you already play it, you might think, well, to watch a newbie, but then I'm trying to bring in some new ideas, maybe.
Yeah. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. If we get any rules wrong, of course, point them out. Make sure you put a timestamp, and page numbers in the rule book's always helpful. That also means that you'd have to look it up and make sure that you're actually right. And if you want to come in and play some battle reports with us, we'd love to have you. Go to miniwargaming.com/challenge for all the details, and make sure you follow us on facebook.com/miniwargaming, where we post updates on our events and going-ons at the bunker. Let's take a look at the armies. Start by looking at my 2,000 points of Sylvaneth. This is from the Gnarlroot Glade. The Gnarlroot Glade are known for being the best wizards of all of the Sylvaneth. So I leaned into that, and I've bringing 4 wizards. Their general ability is that if you are wholly within 12 inches of a wizard, meaning the unit, then you get to reroll 1s to hit. So basically, everybody gets better at hitting because of the nearby wizards and arcane power. So we've got our 4 leaders right here. We got 2 Tree Lord Ancients, a branch witch, and a branch wraith. Now, furthermore, the general, his ability is that whenever he successfully casts a spell that is not unbound, then he can heal somebody within, I think it's 18 inches, D3 wounds. So that's nice as well. So kind of nurturing everybody with magic. Then the artifact is really cool in that it allows the bearer to roll 3 dice when casting or unbinding and choose 2 of those dice. So this special looking Tree Lord Ancient will be my warlord, or my general, sorry. And he will have both that command trait and he will have that artifact. And so he will heal guys when he casts, and he casts using 3 dice, pick whatever 2 he wants. It doesn't say to pick the best 2, it just says pick 2. So I don't know if there's a case that I wouldn't want the best 2, but whatever. Furthermore, I am bringing a War Scroll Battalion, the Lords of the Clan. I tried it out last game and I want to try it one more time, but this time filling it out as much as I can. At 2,000 points, you can only get 4 guys in it because they're all behemoths. And so I got the 2 Tree Lord Ancients and the 2 Tree Lords. The Lords of the Clan is 2 to 4 Tree Lord Ancients and 1 to 3 Tree Lords. And besides having the advantage of being a battalion, it's only 60 points for this battalion, by the way. Like, that's dirt cheap considering that 50 points is a command point. And it gives me another artifact and 1 drop between the 4 of them. But they basically are singing songs, like spirit songs as they're walking. And in every shooting phase, every one of my shooting phases, every enemy unit that's within 6 inches of at least 2 of these guys takes, on a 2+, takes D3 mortal wounds. And so you send them all up and you can have this big bubble of just doing mortal wounds everywhere, which is nice. Can help to trim down those big undead units. I've got 4 battle line, 2 units of 5 tree revenants. I'm still trying out these guys and make them work. They have the rule that if you bring their little piper, they can, instead of moving, disappear and reappear anywhere on the table more than 9 inches from enemies. So they're basically my guys that are going to hop around the table grabbing objectives. And then we have a full squad of dryads, 30 dryads to be exact, and a min squad of 10 dryads as well. And then, because I love them, Kurnoth Hunters with the swords. And I wanted to try out another endless spell, so I got the Spite Swarm Hive. This is an endless spell that when I place it down, it's not predatorial, it does not move, But basically, I can choose either to have all of my units wholly within 8 inches get +3 move and charge for the rest of the turn, or reroll 1s to save for the rest of the turn. So I want to try that out, see if that can give me some extra mobility, because a lot of my guys are kind of slow, especially the bigger ones. And over here we have Duncan's 2,000 points of Legions of Nagash. Now this is all from Legions of Sacrament. Duncan, why don't you walk us through what you brought?
Should we start with the leader?
Sure.
Arkhan the Black. The extra spell he knows is Amaranthine Ore. And obviously you can't do anything else because he's a named character. I've got 2 Necromancers. I'm going to give both of them Overwhelming Dread, partly because it makes it easier to remember. One of them does look like a zombie, but this is just going to be, he's been doing far too much magic recently and it's not been good for his skin. And one of them, let's say the guy with the cloak, has Shroud of Darkness, the artifact, which will be -1 to hit or -2 to hit depending on range. I've got a Mortis engine. Why have I brought this? I don't know whether I should say in front of Matt. I'm going to say in front of Matt. I'm trying to really mess with Matt's target priority because I think it does a bit of damage, it does a bit of buffing, it's not too expensive, and I just feel like target priority is a really difficult decision. That's just my opinion anyway. Should we go to battle line? I've got 2 lots of direwolves. It should be 5 direwolves, so I'll grab some more in a minute. And then I've got 40 skeletons, including 3 banners and 1 hornblower. I feel I can get away with 1 hornblower, but the banners, that's a 6-inch radius, and I quite like the idea of having more than 1 because it creates more than 1 bubble, and it makes it harder for you to just pull away from one banner. I feel like my hard hitters are the Spirit Hosts, so I've got 3 of them. Note that they are summonable, so I can bring them back, and because I'm Legion of Sacrament, if I can manipulate the situation whereby I finish off one of Matt's units within 6 inches of a what's it called?
The Graveyard.
Thank you, the Graveyard. Then on a 4+, I can just bring a unit back.
And that's in addition to Arkhan's general ability, which comes from being Legion of Sacrament, to just spend a command point to bring something back.
And talking of command points, the list was 1, 9, 20, so I bought 1 command point, 30 points unspent, and one last thought is, we're videoing this at the very end of July 2019, and I am aware that Legions of Nagash now have access to a lot of additional units due to the recent changes in the rules. I've decided to actually play an army which doesn't take advantage of any of those changes, partly because I'm interested to see how well I can do without those extra benefits.
Well, it's your first game too, right?
Yeah, and I think it's still very, very strong.
Yeah, this is a decent list. It should be a good match. We're going to be playing on this wonderful, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. This table, it's more like, maybe it's in the realm of beasts, it looks like. It's hard to say, but the narrative of it is that there's some sort of arcane ritual going on. These 3 bone splitters are surrounding this place of arcane power. We're going to count the whole thing as a piece of terrain with the arcane rule, which is if your wizard is within an inch of it, you get +1 to your casting and unbinding. That's the only terrain rule we're going to use besides the normal ones on the rest of the table. But the idea is that has attracted the attention of both the Undead and the Sylvaneth because we got a nearby forest as we're coming in. Obviously meant to be an impenetrable, impassable area, kind of like the rocks over there. The mat is by MiniWarGaming. These yurts and that stone are from Gale Force 9, all pre-painted by the way. They're gorgeous for being pre-painted. We got some really nice rocks over there from Game Mat, and a lot of the good-looking trees are from foreground, sorry. And then we got the bigger ones, which are our aquarium terrain that we got a long time ago in Greenleaf terrain, then repainted them and refurbished them to look like big trees. So quick update, I thought that your list looked a little small, and Duncan realized that, oh yeah, I forgot a few things. He actually had, units of 6 Spirit Hosts, not 3, but turns out we don't have enough for that, so with those extra points and the points he had left over, added 10 more skeletons, and 5 more die rolls. That looks more like it. I remember I was looking, I'm like, is Arkhan engine really that expensive? Like, maybe he is. But now that looks like a proper 2,000 point death list. And I am now more afraid. Before I was like, I can check that pretty easy. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to check that, but let's find out. We have rolled, and we're going to be playing Duality of Death from the Pitch Battle Match Play games in the General's Handbook 2019. Duality of Death has 2 objectives in the middle, like this. Deployment zones are kind of wonky. One side gets here and there, and the other side gets there and there. So we both kind of have, no matter which side you get, you're going to be cut off a bit from the impassable terrain. And the normal rules for holding objectives do not matter in this one. Instead, heroes and battle line units are the only ones that can grab them, and they do it in a special way. Essentially, you get an objective, you gain control of it by finishing any move that is not a retreat within 3 inches of the center of it with a hero or battle line unit, unless the enemy already has control of it. You lose control of it only when that same hero or battle line moves away from it or is destroyed. If you want to gain control of an objective that your opponent already has control of, you must kill the hero or battle line that has control of it with a hero or battle line. If you kill it with a non-hero or battle line, you have not gained control of that objective, you've simply denied it from your opponent. Because remember that if you're attacking them, we're already done our movement.
So would you then have to walk another appropriate unit into that range?
Exactly. Or you wait till your next turn, because you're done your turn by that point. Unless it's your opponent's turn. Now, I believe it says any kind of move that's not a retreat, unless it says normal move. Let's double check that. It says any type of move. So that would include charge moves and pile-in moves. So that's important because if you charge in and you're within 3 inches and your opponent doesn't control it, then you gain control of it. So it's a little wonky. Normally you gain control of objectives at the end of a player turn, but this one's at the end of any move that is not a retreat.
Would a special ability count as a move? So for example, if you're Sylvaneth and you're jumping between woods?
Yeah, I'd have to say that they are moving. So those ones are placed, not moving. So that's an important thing. We should. I'll double check that. It may count, but I don't think so. But we'll check that in a second. Now, the number of points that you get for the objective is the number of consecutive turns that you have controlled it for. Not the unit, but the player. So it's okay if you switch between different units controlling it. If you've controlled it for more than, if the first turn you control it's worth 1 point, the second turn you control it's 2, the third is 3, and so on. So grabbing them early is very important. And then holding on to them, obviously, is also important. Checked all the FAQs and erratas and stuff, can find no evidence that by teleporting in, either being set up from a grave site or walking the spirit paths for the Sylvaneth, it says instead of moving they can do that, and they're placed on the table, and then they're not allowed to move after that. So I would say that that would not count for grabbing objectives, which is very important because I brought those tree revenants because they can hop around and grab objectives. And so their hopping around will not work for grabbing objectives. Now, that's not as big a deal, given the fact that there's just 2 of them and they're in the middle of the table. Usually they're used to go for objectives that are deep in the enemy's deployment, or just, that last minute clutch grabbing of objectives. Now, they could still teleport and then, if they make a good charge, get there. But for all intents and purposes, we are going to treat whether we are right or wrong, and you can comment in the comment section whether you think we're right or wrong, but please give page numbers or FAQs or whatever to back your assertion that the only way to grab it is actually if you've moved your models and it's not a retreat move. I'm going to roll off for choosing our deployment. I get to choose. I'm going to choose this side of the table, so I'll have this corner, and this corner is my deployment. And then I need to place my wildwoods. Now, when I played the first couple games of the Sylvaneth, I did it wrong. I missed that it had a restriction that has to also be more than an inch away from the enemy territory. I was just placing it more than an inch away from any terrain and more than 6 inches from objectives. But this one actually, it also says more than an inch from enemy territory for this first one. I'll place the woods right here. Is that a great place to put it? I don't know. I'm going to be placing more anyways. I've got spells to do so and the Tree Lord Ancients to place them. So there will be more of them placed. And now let's start deployment. Quick note, I had put a model for a Tree Lord down. It's actually supposed to be a Tree Lord Ancient. So it looked similar because his arm was out, but he didn't have the staff. So that is a Tree Lord Ancient. 2 Tree Lord Ancients and 2 Tree Lords. I finished deploying first. You can see I got a bulk of my army right here, 30 Dryads, half of my Lords of the Clan, Branch Wraith, and Tree Revenants. Other side is the other half of my Lords of the Clan, Branch Witch, and the Tree Revenants. In the Spirit Paths are the 3 Kurnoth Hunters and my 10 Dryad squad.
Oh, I thought they'd gone on vacation.
Yeah, no, they're just currently wisping through the Spirit Paths. Then you got a good block over here supported by the single Necromancer.
He's the one that has the -1 or -2 to hit.
Right, so he's got the artifact, makes it a little harder to hit him. And then the real heavy hitters are on this side. with Arkhan and another Necromancer with your big blob of skeletons. Everything, though, that is in Duncan's army is already on the table. Another thing that I forgot in my last game is, and it didn't really, technically, it's not that it actually worked against me, is I get to choose a piece of terrain on the table before we set up our armies, and it's a place of arcane power for me, and I ignore battle shock test when I'm within 6 inches of it. And, you know, the good thing to do would have been choose one of the yurts. My fluff part of me just said I gotta choose that thing. But obviously, like, choosing this yurt to have that 6-inch bubble. But off camera, I had already said it was this thing. Now I'm regretting that. I should have chosen one of these yurts, this one in particular, to have that 6-inch bubble of ignore battle shock. But the narrative side of me just couldn't resist. Literally, the name of the power is Place of Arcane, or the name of the ability is Places of Arcane Power. And that's what we're calling this thing right here. I finished deploying first, so I get to choose who goes first, which is a hard choice in this one. Normally, I'd say my opponent, because I can just grab the objectives from him and I could possibly get that double turn. But considering that once you get the objective, you continue holding it until that unit dies, and also considering other things I want to do before he gets models in the middle, like when I place trees, for example, they can't be within an inch of any models, enemy or my models. So if I wait and we're all kind of in the middle, I can't place trees where I want them. And so I am going to go first and just cross my fingers that doesn't come to bite me in the butt. Sylvaneth, turn 1. Starting with my hero phase, there's a few things that I am going to do. We're going to see some more trees placed right away. First off, I'm going to use the once per game ability of the Tree Lord Ancients. There's only one, no matter how many Ancients I have, to place an Awakened Wildwood wholly within 18 inches of one of them, and more than 1 inch from the objectives, scenery, terrain, or models. And he's just going to use it to put it right here. And boom! Still working on getting those other ones painted. But until then, these ones are still legit. The nice thing is this old template actually is about the same size. It follows those rules, so you can kind of use it to find a spot.
My personal opinion, those old templates look horrible.
Oh yeah. I hated using them. It was okay if you set up a table just like this table, they would probably be okay on.
Oh, I don't even agree with that.
But it's when you all of a sudden set up like a table of buildings, and all of a sudden you got to plop these down. See, but the trees, if I just place the trees, that'll look a lot better. I made a little tactical mistake here, which is funny because I actually switched it. I had the General Tree Lord Ancient over here and him over here, but then I was like, oh wait, that's wrong. I switched it, but it was actually correct because he has an artifact. I didn't say this in my army showcase that I can't remember what it's called. Basically, once per hero phase, I can just automatically cast a spell. No unbinding attempts are allowed. I then have to roll a d6. If I roll a 1, I take d3 mortal wounds. And he was going to be over here to cast the Verdant Blessing to place more trees to drop them right here.
Are they otherwise basically the same, stat-wise?
The Tree Lord Ancients?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so then you wanted the extra buff on this side where honestly we've been putting all our heart in.
Yeah, no, I switched it because I thought he was the one that automatically passed.
Yeah.
So I just forgot which one had which. It's okay. I get to roll 3 dice with him and choose the whichever ones I want. It's a casting of 7, and I got 12. You cannot unbind that unless you have a +1 to unbinding.
I have a +2 to unbind.
Arkhan has a +2 to unbind, so if you roll an 11 or a 12, you would unbind it, but you did not. So it all worked out. Now, if anybody here was injured, he has, as the general of the Gnarlwood, the ability to heal somebody when he successfully casts a spell that is not unbound. But we're going to place trees, and we're going to plop them probably right here. I'm going to plop that right there. Let's see how that works out for me. Oh, by the way, when he casts that spell, it would awaken these woods, but there's no enemies. Sorry, there's no non-Sylvaneth close enough to them to do any damage, so. But we do have to remember that. Any wizard who casts a spell within 6 inches of them, on a 5+, it awakens them, and every non-Sylvaneth unit within an inch takes D3 mortal wounds, which is fun. So that's not going to matter here, and I'm going to cast Rouse to Wrath, which would summon in 10 more Dryads. That's a casting value of 7. I get exactly 7. Arkhan
Try
to unbind.
unbind.
You just need to roll 6. You got 7, that's 9, so you pass. So that is unbound. So I got that backwards. It's not on a 5+, every unit takes D3 mortal wounds. It's that you roll a die for each enemy unit within each non-Sylvaneth unit within an inch, and on a 5+, they take D3 mortal wounds. Over here, all the spells that these guys can cast don't matter. I've got healing spells, He could awaken the woods within 30 inches, but they're not going to do any damage to you. So no more spell casting. That is it. And I messed up again. I had this endless spell that I was going to have one of them cast to drop it right here, give everybody +3 move. So I lied. I am going to cast a spell over here. One of these is going to try to cast this. Might as well try to use it. And I success with 9. Necromancer could try to unbind it. I have nothing else, so you might as well roll it. You got to roll 10 or higher to stop it.
You can have it.
So I'm going to place it here so it's wholly within 8 inches of everybody, and then I'm going to declare that's going to give them all +3 to their move and charge. The movement phase, we're going to see everybody here start to move up to grab the objective, ending to here. So as you can see, now it's my General Tree Lord Ancient who has taken the objective because he moved first and took it. And he ran forward. So everybody just run. They're not going to be shooting at all. And then I ran the Dryads as much as I could. They only rolled a 2 for their run, so they didn't get quite where I wanted them to because I wanted them to get ahead of them and really swarm it. But thankfully I had the Tree Revenants who had teleported forward and then the Tree Lord on the other side too. And at the end of the movement phase, we're going to have more guys popping in there too. And on this side, remembering that I have +3 move on everybody, both move and charge. And they end up here with my other Tree Lord Ancient grabbing the other objective and the Tree Revenants basically getting in the way. Didn't know what to do with my Branch Witch. She rolled a really high run, so I actually ran her to the place of arcane power. So she'll get +1 to her casting and unbinding. Ooh. And in my movement phase, I've got some guys who are walking the Spirit Path who are going to appear. 3 Kurnoth Hunters are also going to appear. Ooh, wait, that's totally illegal. I need to play them wholly within 6 inches of the woods. So
You can put them there if you like, I don't mind.
no, I'm going to just...
it's fine.
The way other one thought I had was right there, so now I'm within 6 inches. We're good. And then over here, what you thought were trees were actually, boom, 10 Dryads appear through the Spirit Paths, just to kind of buy me some time. That's the end of my movement phase. Everybody ran, so I can't shoot. I am not going to attempt any charges, because I don't wanna. So that is my turn. So at the end of my turn, I've grabbed both the objectives. I've held them for 1 consecutive turn. Does that mean anything? 1 consecutive turn? Anyway, 1 turn. And so I get 1 point for each of them. So the score is 2-0 Sylvaneth. Hero phase!
Arkhan is going to cast Curse of Years on your leader.
So this is the one that could just straight up kill him because you're going to roll lots of mortal wounds. You need
I
a
get
7 to
+2,
cast it. So you
so that's
have
11.
an 11. I am going to try to unbind with him. So I can either unbind with her and get a +1 because of the arcane power place, or I can use him and use his artifact, which lets him do 3d6 for unbinding. If I do him, because you got 11, right? I've got to get 2 6s. If I do her, I've got to roll an 11 to get that 12. So neither of these are very likely. The quick math in my head says to roll 3 dice and try to get 2 6s.
I think that gives you a 6% chance, and that would have been a 15% chance.
Oh, you're doing the math?
Yeah.
So now you roll 10 dice. Each 5+ is a mortal wound, and then you pick up everyone that's passed, and the 4+ is a mortal wound, and then you kill me.
Come on.
Oh, goodness. So you start with 3. There's 3 in there. Oh, sorry. It starts at 6. 5 would be really powerful. Oh, you got 2. So we got 2 so far. Now 5s. Yeah, that one either spikes hard or doesn't do much. So 2 mortal wounds. Brings them down to 10 wounds, and these guys are spiky, and they're hurting my hands. Next spell?
The one which can also do damage, I can't remember the name.
Arcane Bolt.
Arcane Bolt.
Simple Arcane Bolt, except he gets a +2. So that's a 7, so that'll do 1 mortal wound. I will take that. Go down to 9. And the Necromancer?
He's going to do Mystic Shield on the Mortis engine.
Okay. You got it. And you can keep that. I don't care about Mystic Shield and the Mortis Engine. Never mind, I forgot. I have my Branch Witch right here who could cast it. I just didn't want to use my Branch Wraith. I didn't want to use my Branch Wraith with the +1. So I'll try to stop it. 7+. Not stopped. One more spell over here from the Necromancer.
I can't do any spells twice, can I?
No.
Which means I have no choice. So I'm going to do Overwhelming Dread.
Well, you also have his built-in spell, Dancing Macabre, which lets a unit fight twice.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe I'll be doing that on...
Okay. So cast that instead. Oh, no. That's a fail. Movement phase. What's Arkhan going to do?
He's going to run.
Running.
Really want a big number.
2.
I was trying to save command points.
You have 2 command points right now. Did you want to use one of them to go up to 6?
I'm going to think about it.
He's just going to take that. He's going to fly over fast. Fly, you fools. And then the rest of these ones are going to move. And And they ended up moving up to here, with the Mortis engine moving over there. And then the other side, everybody moves, except the Necromancer, who ran, just to make sure he keeps his Deathless Minion bubble up as close as possible to my guys. Now, some of you may have noted that Duncan casts spells with his models within 6 inches of my Awakened Woods, which would set them off, and then I would do that whole doing mortal wounds to everybody nearby. But there were no enemies, or no non-Sylvaneth, within an inch of them at that time.
And
So
the second thing which we noticed in our review of my newbie mistakes was I forgot my allegiance ability of +1 to cast. Which
well, not the allegiance ability, the ability from the
the Mortis
engine gives +1.
Which-
It didn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You didn't fail anything or pass anything that I unbound by getting just slightly better. So, but yeah, the corpse engine or the Mortis engine does give a +1 to Death Wizards for casting. It's not really any shooting in this army besides the Mortis engine, but it ran, and it's not close enough to. Well, actually, it would be close enough to the Witch to do it, but it ran, so it can't use its attack because it is a missile weapon. So let's go straight to the charge phase. So who's charging first?
The Spirit Hosts.
No rerolls on them. That's a cock die. That's a 2 or a 3. So
It's
6
3.
inches will not get them in. Unfortunately, needed an 8 to get there. There wasn't a character, hero close enough to do a reroll. Direwolves now.
Yep, Direwolves.
6 inches. They're definitely in. And they're just going to dive in. So you're actually trying to keep my Tree Lord out of this fight?
Definitely.
That's probably wise. He could probably kill all those wolves by himself. Skeletons can charge. Now they're going to make this charge no matter what because they got the Hornblower, which gives a minimum charge of 6, which is a good thing because you'd have to have wasted a command point. Now, do you want to take that min? Are they within 6.5 inches?
Yeah, just. Oh, 6.5.
Yeah, it's not 7 inches.
I was within 7.
Oh, okay.
Okay, newbie rules mistake.
But you moved your full 4 inches, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you couldn't make the charge automatically. So would you like to use a command point to re-roll that then? You really want to make that re-roll. So you need a 7-inch charge. Ooh!
I've discovered I'm not very good at this game, so not very good at rolling charges.
Yeah, that could really backfire.
Charge first.
You want the Spirit Host to charge first? No problem, right? Oh, they rolled a double 1! We were just talking about that. You have one last command point, which is dangerous.
No, I can't spend my last command point.
Because you need it for...
Because this is death.
You need it for, well, you need it for the bravery, or for inspiring presence, and you also need it for resurrecting as well.
Resurrected.
Yeah. Spirit Host over here gonna try. All right, that's in 8 inches. Definitely.
The first one has to go into base to base.
No, ½ inch. Has to go within
has
½
to.
an inch, and then the rest have to get within an inch of the first one. So just be careful about that. So you're gonna try to put the first one there. I have a funny feeling you won't be able to maintain coherency. Yeah, that's more than an inch away. Oh,
I moved yours.
it's okay if it's close. It's close. So you can just barely by putting this guy here. They're just an inch away from each other, and the other one can move up next to them as well. Nice thing they have fly, so they can just kind of pass over models and terrain.
Direwolves charging in.
7. Woo! The doggies made it. Looks like your dogs like to get into combat. Skeletons will make it no matter what because they are within 6
They
inches.
made a
But they
7.
make a nice 7-inch charge instead. They'll allow to get more of them in.
So these 3 can get in base.
And everybody just behind them. End of the charge phase, correct? We're at the end of the charge phase?
Yeah.
I will now... The woods basically get to do some damage, possibly, to non-Sylvaneth units.
That one.
So it doesn't matter whether you charge or not, it's just any non-Sylvaneth. I keep saying non-Sylvaneth because it's not enemy. It could affect, like if I mixed in some other order units into my army, they would be affected by this as well. Within an inch, so we'll start with these guys on a 6. Your skeletons, oh, okay, so you're gonna lose 1 skeleton, possibly.
Oh yeah.
You got, it's a mortal wound, and you got deathless minions. You're within 6
I'm
inches.
within 6,
On
deathless
6
minions.
plus. No, 1 skeleton dies. Oh no, we'll never see him come back. And we've also got your little necromancer there, and he is fine. That's it, because your direwolves are nowhere near them, and the other side of the board is the same case. So yeah, I got one. Yay! Into the combat phase. You're not within 3 inches of any of my Tree Lords or Tree Lord Ancients, so I can't try to stomp you. So who is fighting first? So you're going to start with your Spirit Host. So before you roll, do your pile-in, because you got one that's not really in range to fight anybody.
I would move that one, but I can't because he's trapped by a rock.
Yeah, if he moves away, then you'll be out of coherency. So where do you want to allocate these attacks?
How many wounds have they got each?
Just 1 each.
How many
5-up
wounds
saves.
have they got?
1 each. They're going to be a 4-up save, and they're going to be -1 to hit them, so you have to roll separately for them.
I'm going to go for these.
Just all 18 attacks?
No, I'm going to do 12 on them.
and 6. So basically the one over there is going to put his attacks in the Dryads, the other 2. So 12 first, hitting on 5. 6s do mortal wounds instead of damage. So you just killed 3 of them right away. 4s to wound with the other ones. No damage. So I'm going to kill these 3. And then you got your 6 attacks of the Dryads. 5s to hit. So 2 hits and a mortal wound. 4s to wound. 2 wounds. Sorry, only the 6s hit. They're -1 to hit.
Ah, okay.
So those didn't go 3. So you did 1 mortal wound. So one of my Dryads die. I don't know which one I care for it to be. Let's pull this one right here, because I'm still in coherency. Otherwise. I'm going to come over to the Kurnoth Hunters. This one's already touching this dog, so it's just going to pile in. I don't think I can get any more in, except these 2. Yeah, so the 2 Kurnoth Hunters are in there. One is the Hunt's Master, though. And I'm going to remember their rule this time, that if they roll 6s, they do mortal wounds as well. Start with the Hunt Master, who will hit on 2s. Now I'm going to be re-rolling 1s because they're wholly within 12 inches of a wizard, and that's a Gnarl Root special ability. Didn't need it. Didn't roll any 6s either. And the hit rolls for the other guy, the other Kurnoth Hunter, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So we got a 2 in there. No, re-rolls haven't helped yet. 3s to wound. So we got 5 wounds. These are -1 each.
6s
So
to save.
6 up saves. So you make 1. So these are 2 damage apiece.
That takes 4 of them. So
But hold on, are you within 6 inches of your Necromancer? Oh no, you're not. Yeah, so there's no Deathless Minions, so yeah, 4 of them will die because they're 2 wounds each. So bam! There we go.
Yeah.
Skeleton's going next, piling in, being careful not to engage the Tree Lord Ancient because he would
That was
probably...
closest.
Yeah. You should be able to get them all in.
That one will end up closer to the
Yeah,
closest.
because he can go not... He doesn't have to go directly towards the closest. He just has to end at least as closer. All of them are going to be in. So all but 1 in. So you're close to a hero, so you're hitting on 3s instead of 4s.
Because they're swords.
Nice. 4s to wound. Very nice. This probably kills them. 5 up saves. Yeah, they have a rule that I can re-roll 1 failed save or hit or wound, but re-rolling 1 of these isn't going to help me. So 2 of them die. I'm going to activate these Tree Revenants next. We're going to try to finish off this Direwolf. Just going to move like this and get 3 of them in 1 inch. Like so. Not the leader. So we're looking at 6 attacks, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s, and 3s to wound. No re-rolls. These are -1. You roll any 6s and you're alive. You're dead. But hey, it's a unit you can bring back.
Hooray.
Yay. You got your Direwolves that can go next. So Direwolves, you'll be able to wrap around and get 1 or 2 more in.
He's got to
probably.
be at least as close, so I can move him all the way to there. And he's just going to be like swiping him with his tail.
Okay. Well, you can move this guy too.
Yeah, I'm going to have to move
You
this
can
guy.
basically you're going to get 3 in.
I've got to make sure how far the back end moves. So the back end can only actually go to there.
Yeah, but you'll be able to fit 1 more in there.
I can fit
Boom.
one.
There we are. 3 Direwolves. So with the leader, you've got 7 attacks hitting on 4s. Oh wait, hitting on 5s because I'm within 6 inches of the trees and the Dryads get -1. Didn't matter here. Oh no, there was a 4. Now you're winning on 3s instead of 4s because you charged. And I no longer have at least 10, so my save goes down to a 5+, which I fail. So there's 1 more from this side. I'm going to activate my Tree Lord Ancient because he's within 3 inches. And he's only going to be able to do his 3-inch attack, but that's his main attack anyways.
So fellow newbies, I think I've now made 2 mistakes. The first mistake was coming within 3 inches over here, and then my other mistake was not realising I needed to be within 6.5 and thinking I needed to be within 7.
Well, I don't know if that was a newbie mistake. You wanted to charge. A 7-inch charge is reasonable.
Well,
Especially with a reroll.
I don't want to talk about it too much at this point, but it affected my tactics. But
Would you have run instead?
I would have done different things with some of the other models.
I see.
But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, so he's going to attack.
It needs
So
to
hitting
come.
on 3s, re-rolling 1s, 3s to wound. So both of those go through. 6 up saves because it's -1 rend. D6 damage apiece. You have Deathless Minions though. So, only 4.
I need
6 up.
3 6s. Yeah.
0. So 2 of the Direwolves die. Your choice, which 2?
I think it's going to have to be those 2.
And you're done with all of yours. So now my Dryads will pile in and fight. So let's not lose coherency here as we come in. So yeah, we're just gonna they're 2-inch reach, they're pretty good. So these 5 will all go into your Direwolves. I guess I'll put the 3 into your Spirit Hosts. So against the direwolves first. It's not my combat phase, so remember that whole I can do a luring song, which distracts your wolves, I guess, but not in your turn, only on my turn. So hit on 4s, re-rolling 1s, thanks to it being Gnarlwood. Hey, that's more. Wounding on 4s, no rend. 5 up saves, and then 6s for deathless minions, 1 more dies. Him, and then those 3 into the Spirit Host. No negatives to hit Spirit Host, right? So we're just 4s. Oh, and 4s. Wow, 5 wounds. They have a 4-up save that cannot be modified, good or bad. So 2 of those go through, 6s to ignore it after that with deathless minions, and they take 2 wounds. They have 3 wounds each, so one of them drops down.
I want to stay near my leader.
All right. Battle Shock phase, you don't have to worry about yours, because either I wiped out the units, or in this case, they're Bravery 10. And so they don't care. So my Dryads, though, are Bravery 6, and we lost 2 models. I'm not going to Inspired Presence them, and we're fine. That's 4 in total. And of Battle Round 1, you did not take either of the objectives, so the score remains 2-0 for Sylvaneth. But there is that so important roll-off for who gets to go next, because if you get a double turn right now, that'll allow you to kind of continue your push and make up for the unfortunate mischarges and maybe join in combat over here as well with Arkhan and push me off of this flank over here, which is obviously, well, it seems to be what you are intending on doing. It's hard to say anything obvious when guys can move 16 inches. They can go there, or it could go all the way back there. It depends on what you're thinking. So let's go right to that. 2-0, let's roll off. I do win ties because I went first. No? Okay, so no double turn for you. Sylvaneth, turn 2. In my hero phase, I'm going to start by trying to cast Regrowth on my general, which would allow him to heal somebody within 18 inches d6, so himself. And because he has that artifact, I get to roll 3 dice, choose the best 2. We got an 11. Arkhan will try to stop it. He needs to roll a natural 10 because he gets +2. Ooh. So 7, that only becomes 9. So he's going to heal d6, but he's also got the general ability from the Gnarl root for his command trait, which is whenever he casts a spell successfully, he can choose somebody to heal d3. So he'll heal d6 and d3. d6 first. 1. Come on, d3. There we are.
Hey.
So he's back to full. Yay. And he is within 6 inches of these woods, so that actually does awaken them. So I roll for each non-Sylvaneth unit within an inch, which is these 2. On a 5+, I take d3 mortal wounds. So this one, no. And the Necromancer, no, that's too bad. My branch Wraith is going to try to summon 10 Dryads. She successfully casts it. Who's going to try to stop it? You got the Necromancer with no pluses, and you got Arkhan with a +2.
And you rolled a...
I rolled a 7 or 8. Hold on. You're going to try with Arkhan? So he gets +2. Well, you do need a +2. 11 is definitely enough. This Tree Lord Ancient is going to awaken the wood. Awakening the wood spell is on a 6, and then every enemy within 3 inches of these woods will take d3 mortal wounds. This is not the lore that is the Sylvaneth lore, so I can't use his artifact to automatically pass it. And I get an 8. Now you only have your Necromancer here to stop it. Need a 9. You do not. So d3 mortal wounds. Remember, you've got your deathless minions to stop these. We'll start with the Direwolves. We do 2 6s to ignore. So one of them dies. D3 to the skeletons. 2, so 6s to ignore. 2 of them die. 1, 2. And D3 to the Spirit Host, 2. And 2. I don't think you've made a Deathless Minion save roll yet. It's odd. I'm so used to watching Death roll lots of 6s. This Branch Witch is going to try to unleash Spites to hit both of these and maybe do some mortal wounds. And I get a +1 to cast because of the Arcane rule on this terrain. But then the Mortis Engine gives me a -1 to cast, so I just need to roll that 5. I get an 8. This Necromancer hasn't tried to unbind yet. He fails. So I roll dice equal to the casting roll, which was an 8 for each unit. So and each 6 has a mortal wound. So against Arkhan, 1 mortal wound, and against the Mortis Engine, 2 mortal wounds. So he can try to ignore that 1 mortal wound on a 6. He doesn't, and that one can on the 6s. There's 2 of them. So no and no. So 1 wound, 2 wounds. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the command ability on this Tree Lord Ancient to give every Sylvaneth unit wholly within 12 inches re-rolling 1s for saves. And the Kurnoth Hunters extend from them as well. So pretty much my entire army will have reroll 1s to save, most likely. Movement phase is pretty straightforward on this end. This Tree Lord, oops, is not going to move that tree. It's just going to go over here. We got the train kind of in my way. But I'll hopefully roll a good enough charge to boop, 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 and make it over there. Oh, by the way, I would have declared whether this is reroll 1s to saves or moves and charges, but nobody was wholly within 8 inches, so it didn't matter. Branch Witch right here is like, nah, this is not where I want to be. And runs. And it's going to move right to here. Tree Revenants are just going to move. Oops, not you, buddy. Just hold still. Just keep your pants on. You know what? I'm going to roll a run for them because they're not going to charge. I'd like them to get out of the way. No, 2's good enough. This will just allow me to get them all the way over here. That way the Kurnoth Hunters can come in. Right there, and right there. And this Tree Lord will move forward. Dryads here are just going to kind of spread out with their 7 inches. Make sure they stay wholly within 6 inches of this terrain feature to keep that -1 to hit. And reshuffling in the Branch Witch is just going to go back a little further. Into the shooting phase. I'm going to start with my Tree Lord Ancient here, who must shoot these skeleton warriors because he's within 3 inches of them. 2s to hit, 3s to wound. So that ignores their 6-up save. Their shields don't activate because they only activate when this rend is 0 or nothing.
Or dash.
Or dash, yeah, that's what I mean. It's D6 damage then. So 4 deathless minions.
Oh, I made one.
You made one, so 3 of them die. Crumbly, crumbly. I'm gonna have this Tree Lord shoot at your dire wolves back here. 5 shots hitting on 2s. Basically the same profile as the Tree Lord Ancient, except that he has multiple shots rather than multiple damage. 3s to wound. So 6 up, because it's -1, and then 6s to ignore, thanks to deathless minions, and nope, one of them dies. 2 wounds. Rough. This Tree Lord Ancient is going to fire at your Necromancer, who's got Lookout, sir. The woods are not yeah, he's outside of the woods, so the woods are not blocking him. So 2s to hit.
Isn't it -1 because he's...
Oh, sorry, 3s to hit. 3s to hit. This is Lookout, sir. Rerolling 1s, 3s to wound. So this ignores your 6+ save, so I do D6 damage. So 4. So deathless minions, first off, 6s to ignore it. Ooh, gets 2 of those. Now he can pass them off on a 4+.
Which he's definitely going to do.
Yes, 4+, he can, oh no, he takes them both. And the Tree Lord cannot see him because there's the woods in the way. And he can't see the skeletons either. No, so I'll just fire the Spirit Host. Looking at 2s to hit. Only 2 wounds. 4-up saves because my rend doesn't matter. Not close enough for deathless minions, so I take 2 wounds.
Oh, let's put it on the back one.
Sure. I'm going to declare a charge in the charge phase with this Tree Lord. Now I got this rock in the way that I'm going to have to go up and over. It's going to cost me 4 inches of movement total. 5 inches away, so I need a 9-inch charge. And, oh, look at that. Okay.
Gets you within half an inch.
Yeah, actually gets me with touching them.
Try to practice that rule.
Yeah, half an inch. Very different than 40k. 40k is a lot easier to get to combat and to fight in combat. This one is a lot more particular. Next up, the Kurnoth Hunters will charge. 8 inches. So we're gonna put him there. And he's gonna be able to pass off wounds, so I need to like maximize the wounds I put on him. So I think I can get all 3 on him. Whoops. Careful. 1-inch reach. Yeah, there we go. And the Tree Lord, I'm gonna roll charge and then decide what to do after that. 9 inches, okay, good. That easily gets him to the skeletons. Whoop. Well, I say easily, except that these wood models are very spiky. So at the end of the combat phase, I can try to stomp. I'm gonna try to stomp the skeletons on a 4+. Yes, so they have to fight last after everything else. Tree Lord Ancient here will try to stomp these skeletons. Yes. And I'll try to stomp the Spirit Hosts. Nope. So basically all your skeletons must fight last after everything else is gone. So knowing that your skeletons are all going last allows me to change my priority. I'm going to start priority with this Tree Lord attacking your Spirit Hosts. With everything. So we'll start with his main attack, his tendrils, not the impaling one. So we got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the nearby wizard. 3s to wound. Boo, just 2. 4-up saves, unmodifiable. 1 gets through. D6 damage. 6 wounds. Deathless minions on a 6.
Come on.
Ooh, look at that spike. Kills the 1, and then I'll do my Massive Impaling Talon. Massive Impaling Talon hitting on a 3, but if I roll 6, it does mortal wounds instead. So hits, wounds on a 2. Wounds. You don't care about the -2 rend.
Oh.
And it just does 1 damage.
Deathless minions.
Yeah, I get it. It gets through, so you're down to 2 wounds. Yeah, it's more about rolling that 6 to just get right through and do all the damage. What are you going to fight back with?
Well, can't Kurnoth Hunters have more wounds per model than I can possibly do in 1 round?
With the Necromancer.
With the Necromancer.
And you're hoping that you can just pass off all the wounds anyways.
So let's do an attack here.
So Spirit Host is going to focus on the Dryads.
Yeah, I'm
6 attacks, just 6s. Ooh, triple 6.
Yes.
3 mortal wounds.
I'm becoming a better death player.
Well, don't roll
now.
anything else. That's just mortal wounds.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go like this. 1. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a hard choice. I know I'd probably be sacrificing 1, but most likely the wolf will kill 1 anyway. So I'm going to take a little chance here. I'm going to kill 3. That way he can get through.
So this reminds me of chess, which is I need to start learning to think more moves ahead.
It's tough.
That's an interesting pull you did there.
Yeah, to pull those out.
See what effect it has on the game.
Yeah, because now he can pile in. Now it also exposes him a bit, but I think, those Dryads are dying anyways. So he's going to pile in like this. And we are going to... I don't actually care about killing all those skeletons. Because killing them all means that you just spend a command point and bring them all back. I know that's the least of my concerns is this little unit of 5. I kind of want to leave you with 1 model in each unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 3 staff attacks on them, and I'll do the Massive Impaling Talon. You know what, I'm just going to put on the skeletons. If there's one thing... I'll put the Massive Impaling Talon on him and the rest on the skeletons. Massive Impaling Talon hits on a 3. Wounds on a 2. You don't get it. It's -2 rend, so he doesn't get a save, but he Deathless Minion, 6+. It's only 1 damage. Alright, you're within 6 inches, easy. So 6+. No, he takes a wound. And then the 3 attacks into your skeletons, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. Ooh, I might kill all of them by accident. 3s to wound, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, it's 3s to wound. So 2 wounds get through.
Round.
Oh yeah, -1, so you don't get a save. So d6 damage each. 6 damage. Deathless Minions.
Oh, I'm definitely becoming a better death player.
Yes, now only 1 of them remains.
I want this guy left.
Yeah. You get to choose next. Yeah, there are 4 wolves here who can pile in. Probably, maybe? Oh, I guess they're not going to have the reach to get 2 of them in.
No.
So 1 gets in. 3 attacks, the leader wolf up front, 4 is to hit. Okay. Kurnoth Hunters are going to go next. We're going to put all of our attacks into the Necromancer. So we've got the Huntmaster hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Still no 6s. The other one's hitting on 3s. There's some 6s. That's in addition, sorry. So we've got rerolling 1s. Oh, okay. So we got 3 mortal wounds. I'm just going to put those aside right here. This is in addition to their normal damage.
Yep.
3s to wound. Not bad. So these are 2 damage each because you won't have a save against them. So that's 12 more wounds. So it's 15 wounds in total to him. Duncan's trying to decide whether he wants to even bother trying to pass off wounds.
Okay, I'll do the maths in my head that I'm doing right. So
Most likely dead.
Half and half, which means probably on average I can Deathless Minions 1 of them out.
And then
so
he's
then
dead.
Now he's only got 3 wounds left.
Yeah.
So I then need all of those to push onto the other side, either by rolling a 4-up or a Deathless Minions, and there's a 50% chance that each of those will go across.
Duncan, I like the cut of your jib.
He's going to take them all. He's taking
Okay,
them all.
so this way, so you're declaring that, and that way none of the skeletons die.
No.
So you've got to roll lots of 6s, and he dies! Surprise!
Yay.
Goodbye, Necromancer. I know it might have looked like a waste of my attacks, because I could have just put the one guy...
I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
He probably would have lived.
Yeah, I needed him
We
dead.
have 2 mathematical players.
Right, exactly. I'm not going with the odds. I'm going with overkill.
Okay.
Next up, your wolf has to go because your skeletons have to go last. So I'm hoping he kills my Dryad. Oh, he doesn't. Look at that.
He fails.
Because you're all right. I'll try to kill your wolf. It's not like I have a choice. So I'm going to activate my Dryads next. Everybody's already in position. So these 4 will attack the Spirit Host, and he'll attack the wolf. And I'm going to sing to the Spirit Host to give myself the +1 to hit. So against the wolf, it's just going to be 4s. I'm going to kill him. 4s. All right. So you get a 5-up save. Hey, look at you!
No!
You're alive!
What are you doing?
Then against the Spirit Host, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because I am Gnarl Root, and my wizards are really powerful. I'd like to not kill your Spirit Host, to be honest. 4 to wound. Oh, good. 4 up save. 6 up. Wow, this is efficient. Brought him down to 1 wound.
That is perfect for you.
Yeah, it is. And we're still ignoring your skeletons because they fight last. I'm going to do my Tree Lord next into your skeletons. Start with this. Everything, obviously, is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. Wounding on 3s. Oh, double 2. D6 damage because I'm ignoring your shields. 1 damage! No, just 1 dies. There's no deathless minions nearby.
Oh dear.
That's why I needed him to roll well. And then his staff hitting on... Oh, there we are. D6 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds, so 3 more die. Well, that could have been way worse. I was hoping to eliminate a few lines so that your graves don't bring back everybody who died. But oh well. So now you can finally attack with your skeleton. Attacking my Tree Lord Ancient.
Oh yeah.
Hit on a 4. Actually, no, 3, because you're close to your wizard. 4 to wound. No, nothing. And now you got this big blob, who looks like this before the pile-in, and a pile-in and they go. Now, where would they like to allocate their attacks? They've got spears, they got 2 inch reach, so you got a lot of choices.
Can you tell me about the stats of each unit?
12 wounds on him, 3 up save, re-rolling 1s. 15 wounds amongst all of the 3 of them, 4 up saves, re-rolling 1s as well, thanks to the command ability that I used at the beginning of in my hero phase. So technically they're easier to kill. Hitting strength, Kurnoth Hunters overall probably have more hitting strength.
They're giving more damage. I'm going to do them.
Okay. So as much as you can on them and the rest on him?
Yeah.
Okay. So 18 attacks into the Tree Lord because you got 3 attacks each right now. There's just so many of them. Hitting on 5s because they're spears.
Not bad.
4s to wound. 4 wounds. 3 up saves, re-rolling 1s. Ooh, there's 2 2s there. There we are, 2 wounds. Brings them down to 10 wounds. 39 attacks into the Kurnoth Hunters. 39 attacks, hitting on 4s.
On the 5s or 4s?
5, sorry, they're spears. There's a few 4s in there. 4s to wound. Ooh, he will not kill one. That, ooh, okay. So we got a 4 up save, re-rolling 1s. So 1 wound goes through. So one of these goes down to 4 wounds. And that is it. So I'm gonna do my ability with them at the end where they stomp you. Kurnoth Hunters will pick at the end of the combat phase an enemy unit within an inch. I roll a die for each of my models, each 4+. So 3 is a mortal wound. So 3 of them die. In Battle Shock, you've lost 7 here, but your bravery is 13 in the Battle Shock phase, thanks to being at least 30 models, because you did not lose more than 10 guys. And so they cannot fail that Battle Shock.
And the skeleton's over here lost 9, which means whatever I roll, he's gonna. Oh
no,
wait, no.
You roll a 1 and he stays.
Roll a 1, here we go.
And I want you to roll a 1. Okay, he rolls. You sure you don't want to Inspiring Presence? I'll let you retcon that.
Oh, that's really kind of you, but I'll pass.
End of my turn 2. I am still controlling both objectives, which means I've controlled them each for 2 consecutive turns, which means they are worth 2 points each. Which means I have 6 points in total. 6-0 for Sylvaneth.
I'm pretty confident I can get one of them off you.
Yes, well, Arkhan is now in position to do some damage. And as much as I've done a lot of damage over here, you still have a lot of heavy hitters, so...
And I'm imagining I won't get this in
This one's going to be... That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. But if you can shake me off at least one of them in turn 3...
It's all right.
Or shake me off one of them even in turn 2, then that would be good. So we'll see. No, I'm not saying it's my game yet. I'm just saying it's going to be tough to get that one anytime soon. So let's go on to Legions of Sacrament, turn 2. Hero phase!
I've got to try it. Curse of Years.
So that's the one that can do tons and tons of mortal wounds. Maybe. What do you need to get it? He needs 7, right?
Oh.
Well, he gets +3, +2 for himself, and then +1 from the Mortis engine,
which we forgot last time.
And so that's 10 total. Ooh. I will try to unbind it with my general, who's got the artifact that lets me cast and unbind using 3d6, choosing the best 2, or whichever 2 I want. Now you got 10 in total, so I need to roll 11 or higher. So we need to see a 6 and a 5 or 2 6s. Ooh, nope, that's an 8. So roll 10 dice. Every 6 is a mortal wound.
Really looking for some 6s.
There's 2. There's another one hiding there. So 2 so far, and I need 5s. Oh no!
Okay, that's...
I think you've killed him. You got 4 so far, and I need 4s. Now you need 3s.
Come on!
Oh! 5 mortal. It's still 5 mortal wounds, man. That's awesome. That's 5 mortal wounds though. That's a lot. Down to 12, or down to 7.
It is a lot.
Next up,
Amaranthine Orb on a
so that's the one where you draw a line and do damage to everything underneath it.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a 7.
So you got a 10. Let me just see. You've only got one more spell after this, so I might as well try to stop it. I'll use my Branch Wraith right there. So, no. Good roll, but not good enough. So that draws a 12-inch line, which you're going to cover your wolf and my tree lord. And
Apologies, wolf, but
yeah, on a 4+, it does D6 mortal wounds.
So that would be good if I can get rid of the wolf. Which
No,
I don't.
well, I would have rather you roll that on my guy.
Oh, it's a 6.
It's a 6, so D6 mortal wounds.
This die wants to roll another 6.
Sure, or maybe it's done rolling 6s. 2!
Oh.
Again, you've got him down to 5 wounds. And the Necromancer.
I've got to do Van Hal's Dance Macabre.
So trying to get them to fight twice.
For sure.
No bonuses here. So 9, and I'll try to stop it with him. Need a 10 or higher. No. So we got your grave sites now.
This one has no choice, has to be on them. So if I roll it, I rolled a 2 on the D3.
You get a wolf back.
Can put it anywhere, yeah?
Because you're already within 3 inches, you can put it within 3 inches.
Okay.
If you weren't already within 3 inches, you can't put it within 3
Seems
inches.
like a good idea.
What about the one right here? You can do the Spirit Hosts.
It's gonna have to be the Spirit Hosts.
So it's gonna. Does it heal as well? Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
heals
does.
D3. So
I'm
heal
looking-
D3. So 1. So it goes
Does-
back up to 2. Now the Necromancer can pick 2 different units within 6 inches. So obviously you have these 2. Well, you have these 2 obviously.
Do I have to pick 2?
It says up to, so you don't have to heal.
No, I will pick the. Yeah, I'll pick that one and that one. So.
Okay, so he'll automatically heal the 1, and he'll automatically heal the 1.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to roll
That
it.
was easy.
Arkhan can choose 4 within 18.
Well,
so you've got
Let's remember that I picked skeletons.
skeleton. Yeah, 1, 2. There's only 3.
Yeah. So 1, 2. Let's do the dogs.
So
I got a dog back.
Another dog
I'm
comes
looking
back.
for a 3.
No. You get a dire wolf back.
I want him there.
And these skeletons, you pick them, and you've also got 2 grave sites. So 3d3 guys will come back.
I can't heal.
Yeah, you
them
can't
because
get them.
They're
They're too far away.
That doesn't count. Here we go.
So 3, 4, 5, 6
6.
come back. Almost all of them. Yeah, bringing them back to almost full strength. 38 out of 40.
I'm going to think about how I'm going to wrap them.
And you brought back a bunch, wrap it around that tree lord. Movement phase.
They're going to retreat. I'm going to do a run. Wow.
Well,
I'm
good enough.
not sure my generalship inspires them to run very fast.
They're like, why are we running, sir?
What's that base move again?
8. Oh, 10. So they can move 11 inches.
There we go.
Oh, sorry. This guy should be dead.
Oh, yes.
Because at the end of the turn, he's out of coherency.
But he was still within 3 of them, so I still had to roll a retreat.
Yeah, there was still a guy.
But can I fit through that gap?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm
So
making
they're,
sure
they're
I'm
actually going
inch,
to go through it that way instead.
and I'm making sure I'm an inch away from the trees. My Necromancer's just going to shuffle over here.
Stay more than 3 inches away from my dryads.
I'm making sure that there's space for them to get through.
They fly. They don't need space.
Oh, they can fly, of course.
Yeah, they don't care about him. So you can come over here. Unless you're trying to get Arkhan somewhere else.
You can get that far.
And around they go.
So, I've been trying to read up on the rules and make sure I don't cheat. You have to measure the point that moves the furthest. So,
Yeah, like you can't swing them around.
Yeah.
You can't move the front 16 inches and then swing like
So
this.
I'm going to make sure I don't cheat here. Cheat in inverted commas, obviously. It's not
Right.
really cheat. I mean,
Not
make
cheat.
a mistake.
Make a mistake. Yeah.
So this point at the back is going to be moving the furthest. And in fact, I pre-measured this ages ago. And he can get to there. As long as he tucks right up against the yurt.
He's good. Mortis Engine's going to come back the other way.
And he's got plenty of movement spare.
Oh yeah, it's fast. And the other spirit hosts are going to come up, staying more than 3 inches away from my tree lord. Shooting phase, this gets to hit everything within 9 inches, which will be the tree revenants, branch witch, and the dryads. You're going to start with the branch witch.
Yep.
You got to roll higher than its bravery, which is 7 in this case. Fail. The tree revenants is bravery 6. You got it, so it does D3 mortal wounds. So 2. Sorry, that was a 1. So we kill a regular guy, sure. And then the dryads is bravery 6.
Yeah, I really want to get the dryads.
You got the dryads, you killed D3
Come
of
on,
them.
give me a 3. Give me a
1.
That's a 1.
We'll kill one that's way over here. Charge phase, Arkhan. Probably a 3 will be fine. Might need a 4 just to kind of wrap around, but just roll high. We won't have to worry about it. See?
Wow.
Just moving in.
Now, again, we did kind of pre-measure this.
Yes.
I want to be within 3 of the, whatchamacallit.
The
So I'm
objective.
going to have to charge like that.
And that'll be fine.
Rapid.
We've already checked it. It works. And the reason he wants to be within 3 is because the only way he can take the objective this turn is to kill my guy with a hero or battle line.
These spirit hosts are within 3. Let's have a go.
They're in.
Wow.
4 is good.
Yeah. So
They don't have much room for more than 3 of them anyways, right? So in they go.
So
Mortis Engine, charging,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna roll. I'll make a decision then.
9. Basically puts you anywhere in this front line.
Fly.
Yeah, but you won't be able to
Furthest point of
fit.
the base.
You won't be able to fit in here.
I'm gonna try and do this.
So, and then
You'd be within half an inch.
and then you're going to engage the branch witch.
I don't want to engage the branch witch, but I want to create the potential to swing into the branch witch later if I decide to.
Well, then there you go. And you just come like this.
But I want to be right there so I can swing in later if necessary.
That'll be easy enough.
Yeah, there we go.
And a spirit.
I'm learning. I need to roll a 5, so I need to be within half.
No rerolls. No,
Hey.
you're good. You're good. In they come. And that is all of your charges. So we're going to remember the trees at the end of the charge phase this turn. I think I forgot during my turn to possibly do some damage to you. So let's start with Arkhan. So basically, remember, reminder, any non-Sylvaneth within an inch of the trees at the end of the charge phase, whether they charge or not, on a 6, take D3 mortal wounds. Arkhan? No. Your big blob of spirit hosts? No. Your little spirit? No, little spirit host isn't close enough. That's it over here. On this side, it's just your skeletons. And, yeah, oh no. Beginning of the combat phase, I can try my stomps. And I do my stomp from the Tree Lord Ancient onto the Spirit Host. 4+. No. And then the other one into the skeletons. Yes. This Tree Lord is going to try to stomp the wolves. Is not successful. And this Tree Lord is going to try to stomp your Spirit Hosts. Yes, so they're going to fight last twice. So the ones that I'll have to fight last will be these Spirit Hosts and those Skeleton Warriors. Everything else I failed. And you're going to choose Arkhan to be your first. He's going to try to kill it. So he's got to kill the Tree Lord Ancient. If somehow he does not, that means you will not be able to gain control of that objective this turn, because anybody else kills him, and they don't get control because they're not battle lines
But
or
I've
heroes.
decided.
He's going to kill.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, if he doesn't, it's fine.
Yeah. So there's no modifiers here. So you because I have no negatives to hit.
I'll start with Zephyr Car, which hits on a 3.
Good start. 3 to wound.
Wounds on a 3.
Okay.
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so my 3 up becomes a 4 up, rerolling ones. Rerolling ones. I'm alive so far. Next up.
Kenash Am. 1 attack, hitting on a 4.
No.
Now, Razarax Ebon Claws.
So this is the mounts attacks.
Hitting on 4s.
Ooh, 2 hit. These are 2 damage apiece though. The
Wounding on
3s.
3s.
Oh, only 1 gets through. These
Minus
are
2
minus
rend.
2 rends. My 3 up becomes a 5 up, rerolling ones. Oh no!
This is going to have to go well.
Spectral.
The Spectral Claws and Daggers. 6s are Frightful Touch, but I'm actually looking for 5s to hit.
So 1 mortal wound and done. So you're not killing them with this.
No.
4
4 up to wound.
Oh, all of that. He does 1 wound.
Do you know, this is post-lunch, and I was chatting to Luca at lunch, and Luca said, good luck, Arkhan's never worked for me in post combat.
He, on paper, looks great, right? Yeah. Lesson number 1, Age of Sigmar, monsters never perform the way they think monsters will perform.
As a new player to the game, when I spent a bit of time over lunch reviewing, and I was like, I feel like if you run the stats, they don't do as much damage in close combat as I thought. Pretty much everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not meant to. You have no one thing that's meant to do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah.
They're just meant to
I
survive.
guess it's not like 40k, because in 40k, because it's so hard to get through the shooting, once a close combat army gets in, they just give them better stats.
Right. In this,
Otherwise the
close
game's
combat
not
is the game, and shooting is a big. Some armies use it a big part of it, but in Age of Sigmar, close combat is definitely more the name of the game. My turn. My turn, I'm going to choose my big blob of 30 Dryads to do some damage, hopefully killing, well, there's only 1 wound left on the 1, so killing 1 would be nice, killing 2 would be optimal. Anything more than that is wishful thinking. But we are going to pile in as many as we can onto these, so that we can get as many attacks as possible. And then we'll pile as many as we can onto the Mortis Engine as well. So I was very careful to pile in such a way that I stay within 6 inches of this wildwood, this awakened wildwood, so that I get the -1 to hit them, just to help them stay alive a bit more. And we're just going to attack as many as we can, and attack as many as we can. 24 attacks, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Oh, that's a decent hit. 4s to wound. Not bad. 4 up saves, nothing else to help you. Oh, you
Wowza.
spiked it. Only took
You
2 damage.
spiked your attack.
Yeah, I did. And then you spiked it back. I did all that work to get him through, and you just threw it all away.
I just put 2 wounds on the guy at the back.
So wait, take 1 wound on the way. So 1 wound on him, 1 wound on him.
Yeah, sorry.
And then he attacks against a Mortis engine.
I think.
4s to hit, re-rolling 1s. Yeah, they're close. 4s to wound. 4 wounds. 4+ save on him. 1 gets through. Wow, you like your 4+ saves today, at least in this corner. On the other side, they didn't do quite as well. You do your Spirit Host next?
Yeah, because I just discovered that he has a reach of 3 inches.
Yeah, so he could get there.
So he's got to end up same distance to the nearest. He's got to end up nearer to that one, which he can. He's got to...
He's trapped. He's touching 2 of them, so he has to stay where he is.
I think he had like a eighth, a tiny amount. Ah, can he do that and then he does that?
Yeah, sure. As long as
However, if I made a terrible mistake, because if he now dies...
then you'll lose 2 of your Spirit Hosts. So, do you want the extra attacks right now? Because if he manages to do 2 damage, you will lose 3 Spirit Hosts.
Can I just kind of...
Sure, you're not done yet. You're not done yet. So, okay, so you're going to do it so 4 of them can attack, and you will not lose a bunch. There you go.
Yeah.
So you're sacrificing 1 attacking for not losing 3 guys if you lose 2 more wounds. 24 attacks, -1 to hit because of the woods, so you only hit on 6s.
Spectral Touch.
Every 6 is just, 3 dead dryads. Well, we're going to kind of pick them from the middle here. 1, 2, 3. We'll do these dryads next. We'll put all the attacks into that 1 Spirit Host. Right there. 4s. Rerolling 1s. Still possibility of killing them, not likely. 4s to wound, definitely not likely. Can't anymore. 4 up save, 2 wounds. So when I only do 4 wounds, you let him through. Down to 1 wound. Spirit Host.
You can't attack.
I have a 3-inch range.
You have a 3-inch range. I'm going to attack with the dogs.
The dogs?
Yeah.
All right, bring them in. You can rep around, remember, so you should be able to get 4, maybe even 5 in.
I can get them all in, I think.
Is he within 4 inches of me?
Yep. Oh, no, he's not.
What about the other one? Wrapping around the rock.
I'm going to say that one is. And that one
Okay,
isn't.
so just basically pull them all in, and 4, or the 3 will be in.
And then he is in.
And then just pull them a little further
Yeah,
back.
and he's
So 4
just
attacks.
under
Or
it.
4 attacking. 9 attacks, the leader in there, 4s to hit. 4 hits. 4s to wound.
Hey!
Go, doggies. Well, I might as well do my Tree Lord. He's going to focus everything on the dogs. Start with his regular attacks. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. You get 6 up save. No. D6 damage each. Only 5. 6s to ignore because of your necromancer nearby. You ignore 1, so 2 die. This is whack-a-mole. So, before you make a choice, let me do my last attack. It does no. Oh no! Reroll. It will wound you and does 1 more damage. So you can ignore on a 6+. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So 2 of them die.
I'm going to take these 2.
Okay. Now your Spirit Host can attack. He's stuck attacking those dryads. Still a -1 to hit with those woods, so 6s to hit. You kill 1 of them. I will kill this one. Mortis engine gets to go, sorry. He hasn't attacked yet. So only 10 attacks from the Spirit Host that is basically driving. 6s to hit because of the -1. And the 6s do mortal wounds. I can't see this one die.
1 mortal wound.
1 mortal wound so far. You.
The Corpse Master's Mortis Staff.
Normally hits on?
Normally hits on a 4.
So 5s. No rerolls. Is that? And that's it. Huh. So now you're done until I finish all my guys, and then the Spirit Host will kill him. I can't imagine they won't. But Arkhan, does he lose movement when he gets hurt?
Yeah, he does.
In that case, we're going to focus everything on Arkhan. I have a little bit of a chance of killing him. It's not super likely, but let's see if I get lucky. 3s to hit. Everything's attacking him, by the way. 3s to hit. Reroll 1s. So thankful I took that one. Well, still only 2. 3s to wound. So -1, so you get a 5 up. Okay, gets through. D6 damage. I need to spike this so that I have a slight chance of killing the other thing. 4. I'm not killing him. 6s to ignore it. So he takes 3 wounds. He's down to 7, so I'm at least hurting him. And then we'll do the 1 impaling attack. Hits on a 3, but more importantly, looking for a 6 to do the extra mortal wounds. No. 2s. Oh, wait. Back up. So back up, I should only had one attack, so we're just going to do this really easily. On a 5+, the attack, so we're just going to eliminate 2 of the attacks it
And
did.
also wound hit on a 3+.
The hitting is the same.
Right.
It's the number of attacks. So we're going back to the first one. It's 3 attacks, 2 of them shouldn't have existed. So on a 5+, the one that did the damage is going to still exist. Okay, so that one went through.
There you go.
The Massive Impaling Talon will only wound on a 3 now instead of a 2. That doesn't matter. So you get a 6 up save against that one. And then it does 1 damage, so 6 to ignore it. No. So, still got lucky. Next, I'll do this Tree Lord Ancient, and he'll just do his long range attacks into the Spirit Host. He's at full health, so I don't have to worry about this. 3s to hit, reroll 1s. Oh, the 6s do nothing. Still nice to get them though. 3s to wound. 2 of them get through. 4 up saves, unmodifiable.
And obviously, because it's on this side.
Yeah, this side, they like to make their 4 ups. Oh, we got my Kurnoth Hunters next. Yeah, we'll have them go next. I still have the Tree Lord as well. So Kurnoth Hunters into the Skeletons. Let's see if we can thin the ranks a little. So we've got the leader that hits on 2s, re-rolling 1s. So they all hit. The 6 does a mortal wound. We'll come back to that. And the other ones hit on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Okay, so we got 2 6s, so that just kills 2 skeletons. I'm just going to put it over there because they have no way to ignore wounds. And then we're going to see if we wound them. So each 3+ is going to be 2 dead skeletons.
Yeah.
Just like that. Oh boy. That is 5, 9, 18. So you just lost 20 skeletons. All right, well. They looked good. They still have the graveyard, grave sites nearby, and if I kill them all, Arkhan can bring them all back. Wrong. Whew, so 20 of them go down. Now my Tree Lord is going to attack. So let's start with this 4 regular attacks on 3s, re-rolling 1s. 6s do nothing with this attack. 3s to wound. Okay, so these are -1 rend, so you don't get a save, so you're going to lose 3d6 more of them. Hey, 13. So, wow. I actually don't want to kill all of them, but they're all you're actually going to lose them all. Because they're going to run.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll do his Impaling Talon right now. Hits, wounds, and kills 1 more. Well, that was effective. Wow, Kurnoth Hunters, you guys are awesome. That is all of my guys, which leaves you with your skeletons and the Spirit Host on the other side of the table.
Let's do the skeletons. Because we're over here, let's do the skeletons.
Just 6 attacks, hitting on 5s. Yay! Whee. And can the Spirit Host kill my Tree Lord Ancient? Take the objective. They should.
Hang on. I thought they couldn't take the objective because they're not battle lines.
Oh, they can't take the objective, but they can at least kill my Tree Lord Ancient?
Dilemma, because I'm wondering about putting some attacks against him.
And then when you fight again, you can pile in better? Because right now you're stuck where you are.
I know, I'm thinking about improving my piling.
You're worried that you're not going to roll enough to kill him. He's only got 4 wounds left. But, you know, watching your dice on this side of the table...
Actually,
if it was that side of the table, you'd be sure of yourself. This side.
If my attacks work, I then get to pile in, which gives me more attacks.
Yes, you get to do twice because of Dance Macabre.
So I'm going to do 1 against the Dryads and 2 against your Tree Lord.
Got it.
Well, I'm getting those
Dryads first, hitting only on 6s. You kill 1 of them. Obviously, I'm not going to kill the one that lets you pile in better. And against the Tree Lord, hitting on 5s. 3 mortal wounds!
Oh, look at this.
And then you got 2 hits as well, wounding on 4s. If I fail this 3-up save, re-rolling 1s, you got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 1 damage. Oh, you got him!
Oh.
You got him! Woo! Oh, boy. And now they can pile in and kill those Dryads.
And this objective is currently not
held by anybody, yes. Because they're not battle line in Allegiance of Sacrament army. So you want to just pile in and kill these guys?
Yeah.
You can just move them in.
It's a no-brainer.
No, it's possible you won't.
As in, it's a no-brainer, it's the right decision.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. You got 24 attacks, so here's 12 of them, and they're dead. Just need to see a couple 6s there. You got them. You killed... We actually had 2. You killed me within 6 inches of that graveyard.
But I think it has to be Arkhan that does it.
No, that's his Legion of Sacrament rule. So when you killed it on a 4+, you could summon a unit over here.
I think.
Would you like to do that?
I can.
So yes, we have 4+ on that gravesite for when the Tree Lord died. No, and then again for when the Dryads died. Yes, so you can bring back a unit to within that gravesite. So that's to be wholly within 9 inches of the gravesite and more than 9 inches from enemies. So you're bringing back 5 direwolves, basically right over here.
I gotta be there.
So they are these dire wolves? They look like they're made out of wood because they're basically taking my bodies and my life force and making them. Into the battle shock. Yeah, these guys are gone automatically. You lost 30 something out of them, and they're bravery 10, so you lose 20 something more automatically.
I'm not sure. I think this is probably a good thing.
Well, it allows you to bring them back with Arkhan. Only Arkhan can do that, though. We got my dryads. I lost 5 of them. Their bravery is 8 right now, thanks to how many there are. So 1, 2, 3 are fine. So I lose 3 more. So let's do 1. The guys that aren't fighting, but we want to keep our coherency too. So the end of this turn, you did not grab either of the objectives. You took me off of the objective, but unfortunately did not follow what was required to take it. On your next turn, you'll be able to easily take it. We don't have to worry about battle shock for these two, by the way. They're bravery 10. And so you got no points. So the end of battle round 2, the score is 6-0, which is a bit problematic, but you need, because you're gonna have to punch through faster in order to make up for the lack of points.
If I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here, maybe.
Yes, totally. The only problem is if you don't get the double turn right now, I'm going to rack up more points while you are not racking up those points. Over here right now, all I have is a Tree Lord. I've lost this side, and that's fine. I was able to hold you off long enough, and so I will take that. We're going to roll off for who goes next. I win ties. Ooh, I got to roll 4+. Oh! Are you taking the double turn now?
I've got to. Because
You've got to.
I can't let
I asked you the question out of courtesy.
Yeah,
But
thank
the
you.
answer is
That's very
yes.
polite.
Yes, just take it. You got some grave sites that can help out. This one can. I don't think that one's in range to help anything.
I'll do this gravesite
On Spirit Host?
Yeah, on the Spirit
Oh,
Host.
D3 to heal. He heals 1, he goes back to 2. You might as well just take it off, because Arkhan can give him another one automatically.
Well, this
Oh,
guy,
okay. That's
he's
right.
going to then take it off, which then means that Arkhan can use his reroll, because he gets a reroll.
That's right, so you'll do him and the dogs. So no.
I'm going to reroll, trying
Yeah.
to get a 3.
No,
Oh,
the
no.
dogs just need a 2. He's with an 18, easy. No.
Reroll.
Oh, nothing.
And then
Arkhan, what are you doing?
over here I've got a gravesite, so I can
Just
automatically turn that.
Yeah,
back
you
to 3.
heal him right there. And the other gravesite's too far away to do anything. So you got a once per game ability with the reliquary on the Mortis engine.
So-
Want to use it?
Yeah, I mean, it's tempting to save it, but I think this is a good time. And this seems like crucial.
So it has a 4d6 inch range, and everything within range takes d3 mortal
There's
wounds.
one reason why I won't do it, which is, what's the situation with you healing?
Every time I cast a spell, I can heal something d3 wounds. Hit on hit, just a general. He only has 1 spell he can cast. So the question is, do you want to use it and do the mortal wounds and
I'm
everything
going to
else?
use it. I'm going to use it now.
You can still do some damage. And if you roll really high, like that,
Like that.
20 inches, does 20 inches reach Arkhan?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Then
it
he
does.
heals d3 wounds. Yeah, any death units hit by it are healed d3. It can't re-summon anything.
Let's do that now. Oh yes.
He's back to 10. He's no longer injured, so means he
That
can
would
move
be
16
surely
inches.
6 plus 3.
Oh, yeah, I can do math. But he's still back. He's only lost 2 wounds, which means he's back to his full bracket
He's within 24.
of himself.
Yep.
So he heals d3.
Gotta get used to that weird way. Oh,
He's
yes.
back to full as well. Or not as well, but back to full. Now it starts everything, so just yell out dryads.
Dryads.
I lose 2 of them.
Wait a sec. Am I supposed to be rolling on a 4+? No, it's just
No, it's
everything.
everything.
Wowza.
So once per game ability.
So
So,
that's
I lose
2.
2 dryads. How about you 2? You want to do my branch witch?
Your branch witch, I didn't know the
There's
name.
3. My branch wraith, which is the other one. Just back. No, that was this one back
I
here.
didn't even know that was there.
Yeah.
1.
So the wraith is down to 4. The witch is down to 2. The tree revenants. I'll lose d3 of them. 1. So it's the leader. Yeah, I'll kill. No, I don't want to kill the leader. I'll kill the banner bear. Kurnoth Hunters.
Kurnoth Hunters.
D3
yes.
mortal wounds. 1. That's too bad. The Tree Lord. D3 mortal wounds. Nice. And then my Tree Lord Ancient as well.
Is there a tree lord? Oh,
Right
okay.
there, my general.
I kind of forgotten about that.
Nice. That's a lot of mortal wounds given out.
That was a good time to use it.
Yeah. So it's down to 10
I think the fact I
wounds.
just healed Arkhan is massive.
Yeah, you heal Arkhan back to being able to move 16 inches.
Understate how big that
That's game changing right there. He actually healed 2 brackets. He was at the 3rd bracket for having lost 5, and now he's back to the first bracket for having only lost 2, which means he moves 16 instead of 10. He casts and unbinds on +2 with instead of +1. The attacks change as well, but that's not the important part.
So as a newbie, I tried to get out of the way the more obvious things, and now I've got to make decisions about my spells.
So Arkhan's going to use your Legion of Sacrament command ability to bring back a unit that was destroyed, to bring back those 40 skeletons. Chooses this grave site, which is 9 inches. Has to place them all wholly within 9 inches and more than 9 inches from my Tree Lord. Okay, so probably any Death players right now are screaming at the screen and already put in the comments saying, "You can't do that! They changed it!" Because you see us, we're holding the book. This is I told Duncan at the beginning, I'm like, I don't trust the books because things get FAQ'd and errated. And I was like, for some reason, I think this has changed because he could plop it down, they can move it. Most summoning happens at the end of the movement phase. Sure enough, in the FAQ, they do, or the errata, they do change it, that you use that command ability at the end of the movement phase.
It took a while, I had to make sure.
Yeah, he spent so much time. I'm laughing with Duncan, not at Duncan, because he's like, "Oh man, this is really hard." And he bridged that gap to get over there.
It's doubly an issue here because I actually want him to be moving over there.
That's right. So if you move away, then he can't summon over here.
Okay.
So go ahead, remove all of those. And,
Well, we might leave them and then push them in a minute.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, because
half the fight.
No,
is
it's at
making them stand
it's
up.
at the end of the movement phase.
No, I mean we'll pretend they're not there, but it means I'd have to take them off. To
Okay.
put them back in.
Okay. So just ignore the skeletons for now. What are you gonna do for spells?
Well, I love Curse of Years, so I'm gonna.
It's just try to just one-shot them. You get it with a
With
12 because you're back to full health. So I'm not going to try to stop that because I cannot.
Wouldn't it be funny if this removed all the problems from before?
Only one gets in. Can you get a 5+, or is it done there? Uh-oh, 4+? Oh, good.
I'll take.
So it's down to 10. So
Van Hal's Dance Macabre on the Spirit.
who's casting it? Because Arkhan knows it
Arkhan's gonna cast
because
it.
he knows the spells of nearby wizards. He gets it with a 9. Well, I might as well try to stop it because I got somebody in range. I need to roll a 10 or higher. I do not. And what about your
Overwhelming
necromancer?
dread.
All right, bring it.
Tree Lord.
Make me afraid. No, I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I refuse. So Arkhan is going to jump.
So just to clarify, these skeletons are not here.
They're not there yet.
But trust me, it's so fiddly picking them up and putting them back down again. It's better to leave them because they are going to appear in a moment.
So you're going to keep Arkhan within 9 inches of that grave site.
So he's now 8.9 inches away. These direwolves are going to run, and remember the skeletons aren't there.
So running 11 inches.
I'm good at running.
Are they going to grab the objective? If one of them ends within 3 inches, then
Oh, no.
they grab the objective.
Okay, I need to make. Let me have a think.
Yeah, they wanted to grab it because the skeletons can't. Because when they get summoned in, they don't count as having moved. So,
And what I'm thinking is, there's nothing saying the dogs can't move in a future turn, so they might like tactically reposition.
oh
and
sure,
clump.
it's if they leave 3 inches.
But the important thing is that they're gonna be within 3.
But the thing is, they can leave and you can move the necromancer to grab it, and your consecutive turns don't start over.
Oh really? It doesn't
Yes.
have to be even if it's
No, it
hero.
says the player, the number of turns you consecutively hold it is how many turns you get it
that's
for.
handy. Okay.
Yes. You're treating this guy?
Yeah, because he's in the way for the others.
So just might as well throw a run at that, right?
Yeah.
Nothing. And he's got fly, so running 2, so 8 inches. Just hop back. He's not a battle line, so he can't help with the objective. Remember, the skeletons don't exist yet.
They can't be within more than 3. So I can get 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and remember, they're fighting twice, so they should be fine. Just let's back up a bit. We forgot in the hero phase that you could choose these dogs to heal as well, so because he could have chosen more.
Oh,
so let's see if you bring one
you
back.
should- okay.
Yeah. Because there you go, you brought one back.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's one more, and now they can move. You are gonna run them?
Gonna run them.
So 4 inches.
So basically, they can just move as far as they want. I've got a plan for this.
You got a plan. It's all part of the plan. I think I know what your plan is. Duncan is terrified of what lies in the woods. Right?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you can't jump things in.
Yeah, because I got all sorts of things over here wholly within 6 inches of woods that could walk the spirit paths, pop over here, and then charge in. And if I take the objective away from you again, that resets your consecutive turns.
If I can have enough of bodies scattered around, I think you can't use spirit paths.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Now into the movement phase. You'll use the command point to bring them in.
Yeah.
So now you could actually push some of them in if you wanted.
Yeah. So the bad news is I spent ages, but the good news is
it's just even picking them up from the table and moving them across takes ages.
Yeah.
So
Like this is still a no-go zone because you got the 9 inches, but you could like shuffle some in. But really, for the most part, they are where they need to be.
Yeah, I had a lot of models in the way, so
Yeah.
I'm actually tempted to leave them as they are.
Yeah,
That was such
good.
an effort.
Yeah, it was so much work.
Well, I'm just going to do a little bit.
there you go. There you go. There you go. Only shooting you have is he shoots at everybody within 9 inches.
Can you remember the stats?
Yes. He has to roll higher than their bravery and does D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, nice.
So bravery on the branch witch is 7. You do not. Branch wraith is also 7.
Oh yeah, branch wraith.
You got the branch wraith. D3 mortal wounds. 1. Branch wraith goes down to 3. Dryads are bravery 6. You get it. So you killed D3 of them. 1. You are slowly picking away at them. And then the tree revenants right there. You do not beat their bravery of 6. And my tree lord ancient's bravery 9. Ooh, you get him. D3 mortal
I'll
wounds.
take that.
Oh wow.
Oh yes.
That brackets him. He'll have less attacks now. Down to 7. Charges! Spirit Host. Don't roll double 1. And if you do, you can re-roll it. Because you got lots of command points now. You're down to 2 command points. There.
Oh,
They
and
fly.
they're
They fly.
ethereal.
Ethereal. They have fly. So basically means they ignore terrain and models when moving.
They don't ignore bits sticking out of each other's model.
Nope.
Okay, 1.
In they go. So at the end of the charge phase, let's do some tree stomping. Do the trees wake up?
Oh, my favorite thing.
Yeah, this won't do anything. Skeletons. Yeah, nope. Your wolves who are in the trees should be like better rolls against things that are in the trees. Your spirit hosts are touching. Yeah, of course not. And that's it for these trees.
Oh, this is my
And
favorite thing. It's the other thing I was talking about.
Yeah. No, now we got the stomps because these guys are too
This
far away.
is
So I'm gonna stomp these spirit hosts.
No.
4+, baby.
Please.
Yes, I got them. And only slightly less important, stomping these spirit hosts.
No.
Oh, they're all stomped.
Oh.
They fight last. That is way worse than the -1 to hit that they used.
The thing is, it's interfering with tactics.
Yeah.
Which to me is a strong ability.
Yeah. No. The only problem is the only problem with the ability.
You paid the points for them, so it's fine.
Oh no. I know.
Yeah.
The hard thing is I can't ever count on it. It's like I got this cool ability. That's a coin flip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. So you still get to choose first. You're gonna start with the dogs.
Yeah.
Tay dogs. They didn't charge, so they're just hitting on 4s. Not bad. 5 hits. Wounding on 4s. See if they can even just take a wound off.
3.
3 up saves, no rerolls. 2 wounds. That is actually quite impressive for those little doggies.
Is that a bracketing? Or?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because he was at 10, he's down to 8.
It all helps.
Yeah, it definitely is bracketing.
Well done, doggies.
Yes. I might as well activate my dryads before you kill a bunch of them. And I'm gonna put as many attacks onto these. Now, I have to pretty much leave them where they are, so I stay within that 6 inches. And I'm already strung out as much as I can. So 20 attacks into your spirit host, hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s thanks to the nearby wizard. That was a bad roll. And 4s to wound. Oh, look at this. I got 7 wounds. Maybe you won't spike your 4-up saves and I'll kill 1 or 2.
Well, on this side, that's probably going to be 1 or 2 wounds.
Oh, look who's
4.
talking out. 4 wounds. I killed 1. So kills 1, wounds another.
It's
Down to 2.
The one
Yeah, make sure it's on the outside. That's one thing you always learn at Age of Sigmar. Mind where you put
I
it.
just make another mistake if anyone was watching that.
Right there?
No, earlier. Shall I show you? I should have piled these in.
Oh, yeah,
I made
to let
space
more.
for another one.
Yeah,
It's gotta hurt to learn.
he's also gonna die. You're gonna be attacking him twice. He'll be dead.
all good.
And then I got these 4 over here attacking the Mortis Engine. 4s to hit. Oh, reroll the 1. Yay, 1 more hit. 4s to wound. 2 wounds. 4-up save. You're fine. Now the only thing you can choose to attack with is the Mortis Engine because everything else has been stomped. So I can fight those Dryads. The Spirit Host first, hitting on 6s because of the -1 from the trees, but the 6s are mortal wounds. You kill 3 of them. And then your staff hitting on a 5 instead of a 4. No. So 1, 2. Yeah, this is where I need to do it. 3. So I'll do my Tree Lord. And there's not much point attacking your Spirit Hosts. I had to kill 3 of them to make a difference. So let's attack your dogs. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm attacking them. I actually don't want to kill anything over here. I want you to be stranded over here. And in the rare circumstance that I roll so high that I kill 3 of the Spirit Hosts, it will actually be in my benefit. So he only had 3 attacks instead of 4 now because he's been injured. Hitting on 3s, no rerolls. Wounded on 3s, 1 wound. 4-up save, unmodifiable. Does D6 damage. 1 damage with 6 to ignore it, thanks to the Necromancer. which you do.
Yes.
His impaling thing, which hits. It does not wound. And then this Tree Lord Ancient is going to attack, but he's bracketed as well. He's been injured, so he's only got 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, wounding on 3s. 4 up. Oh, 1 gets through. 5 or 6 here would be nice. 4. Well, that's enough. No hero nearby, so that kills the 1 and brings the other one down to 1 wound. If I'd rolled a 5, it would have killed the next one.
4 damage.
It's 4 damage, yeah. If I'd rolled slightly higher, I would have. But, 4 is great, don't get me wrong. Slightly higher, I would have killed another one. So now you can fight with your Spirit Host, because I have fought with everything I can fight with. So they're attacking the Dryads. 18 attacks, every 6 is a dead Dryad.
I'll re-roll that because I dropped it.
Yep, so 4 dead Dryads. I'm going to pull these 4 off. Spirit Host on this side trying to kill my Tree Lord.
I'll do the dire balls first.
Hold on. What are you doing? They already fought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oops.
Spirit. Hit me on 5s with your 24 attacks. By the way, you get to do this twice. So you should kill him. So there's 4 wounds right away that I cannot stop. So he's down to 4 from that, and the 5s are still hits. Forced to wound with a 3-up save. So I've got 4 wounds left. Ooh, I've got 2 wounds left.
Ooh.
And then they'll fight again.
The bell curve is in my favour.
It should be. 2 6s and he's dead. You got him. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, a little overkill there, buddy.
Wow.
Just simmer down, Duncan. Just calm down. He's already dead. Leave him alone. Tree Lord goes, oh, I've been forgetting my Lord of the Clan ability this entire game. Oh wow, that may have made a difference.
Oh, what's that?
It was that if you're within 6 inches of 2 of my Tree Lords or Tree Lord Ancients, you take D3 mortal wounds on a 2+ in my shooting phase. So that may have made a difference. I don't know. Although you did get the double turn, so it may not have actually happened much until now. So like when I have my turn, we'll have to remember that it could affect them. Battle Shock, you don't have any that you have to worry about. I lost 10 Dryads, who are now Bravery 7 because there's at least 10 of them. I'm going to Inspiring Presence them with my General so that no more of them run. At the end of your turn 3, you've captured this objective. You've held it for 1 consecutive turn, so you get 1 point, which means the score is 6-1. I had 1 more Battle Shock. I had lost 1 Tree Revenant, and they're Bravery 6. So I roll a 6, I'll lose 1 more. Yeah, 1 more runs. I don't want to lose my little Piper, so I'm going to take my leader off. The Branch Witch is going to attempt to cast Verdurous Harmony, which lets me bring back a model to a unit that died, or if they're Dryads or Tree Revenants, D3 models. I need a 7 to cast it, and I get an 8. Would you like to try to unbind that?
Can you quickly talk me through what you got left to cast?
Well, I have 2 other guys that can cast a few different spells. Between bringing up more Wildwoods, to healing, to bringing in more Dryads.
So you got 2 more spells.
2 more spells. But you're too far away with your Necromancer, so you're only going to be able to unbind 2 out of 3 of the spells I'm going to cast.
What was this one again?
I get to bring back D3 Dryads or Tree Revenants into the unit.
I'm going to try and stop it.
So it's only got an 8, you get a +2 to unbind, and you stopped it. Next, I will try for Regrowth to give myself D6 wounds back. So I get to cast 3D6 for this one. And I got a 9. Did you want to try to unbind this one? The Branch Wraith can bring in 10 Dryads with her spell.
I'm still trying to learn this. I really don't need to bring the Dryads on. But what do you need to even roll in the first place for that?
6 or 7.
It's only a 50-50-ish. And I don't want him healing.
He'll get D6 wounds plus D3. He can let somebody else who within 18 inches.
The problem is, he's the one I have to kill.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, I know the Dryads could. I'm going to have to try and stop this.
Okay, so I got a 9. He did not stop it. So he gets D6 back, 1, and then D3. Only 3 total. He's no longer bracketed, though, but it would have been nice to go back to full. And I will try Rouse to Wrath, which is a casting value of 7 to summon in 10 Dryads. And I get it, and you have no way to unbind it. And choose these woods here, which are within 12 inches. Place them more than 9 inches from your Spirit Host, within an inch of the woods. So roughly there. I'll measure more carefully in a moment. I'm also going to use my command ability to give everybody reroll once their saves, and that will extend outside of the Kurnoth Hunters as well. Essentially the rest of my army. I don't have much army left, but what's left is going to hold that objective as long as they can.
Yeah.
We're going to work it. We're going to work it. Starting my movement phase, these guys are going to go... And they just kind of poof into the spirit paths.
They sounded like waypipes.
Kind of. Or some demented,
sorry.
bird. I get to place them anywhere on the table more than 9 inches from enemies, so I'm just going to place them over here. Like that. And I'm going to measure.
It looks to me like he's getting ready to do some ice climbing.
Yeah, right? While using his wave pipes. That's quite the skill. Branch Witch right here is just going to walk casually over here and sneer off into the distance. Sneer. Kurnoth Hunters are going to make their way back to the Mortis engine. The Mortis engine, we are coming for you. Mitrilord is going to just move through. Oh, he's injured, I swear. He's going to move just 3 inches away from them. And my Branch Witch is going to come right in the middle of these woods. You can't see me, I swear. Shooting phase, we're going to sing another song. Into them, because both of them are within 6 inches. On a 2-up, they'll take D3 mortal wounds. Yay, I remembered. So they'll kill at least one. Ooh, 2 wounds. Kills the one and wounds the next. And then we'll start shooting. We'll start with him. Yeah, he's more than 12 inches from that, so I just got to shoot them. He hits on 4s now instead of 2s because he's hurt. He rerolls. He's hurt. Yeah, see, he's hurt. Only 4 hit. 3s to wound. 3 wounds. Normally Ren -1, but you ignore that, so you take 2 wounds. Oh, that kills the next one. And then I will shoot you with his staff. He hits on a 2, wounds on a 3. 4-up save, D6 damage. Oh, we got it! Wow, that was surprisingly effective. Charge phase, start with the Kurnoth Hunters. Charging, yeah, 10 inches. I'm gonna make sure we get all 3 of them in. Close that gap to Arkhan as well. So I will start with my Kurnoth Hunters. There's no stomps or anything because nobody else is in the fight right now. And they will attack the Mortis engine. So the leader hits on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Still no 6s with that one. 3s to hit the other ones. Re-rolling 1s. So we got 2 mortal wounds, which we'll just put aside with those. And then we're wounding on 3s with the rest. Whoa! They all wounded. So your 4-up becomes a 5-up. That is right there enough to kill him. So that's 12 wounds right there. 13, 14. Wow. Well, that was a little effective. Oh, at the end of the charge phase, these things activate and possibly do mortal wounds to it, but I just honestly don't want to do it because who cares? Who cares?
I can just heal it all anyway.
Exactly. Well, it could make a difference for what you can bring back, but it doesn't matter. It's too far away.
I feel like I can just heal it, basically.
Well, no, if I put a wound on there, then the Grave will have to put one back, and then he'll get to roll. You don't get 2 chances to roll. It's like it could disrupt your healing, but like who cares? They're all the way over here. You've got that side of the table. It's yours.
That's it.
That's it. So I still hold that objective. I have held it for
3.
3. Jeez, I can do math. 3 consecutive turns, which means I'm up to 9 points. So it's 9-1 at the end of battle round 3. So at this point, Duncan's in a tight bind. Because while he did decide to totally dominate that side of the table, if you do the math, and I'll do it for you right now, let's assume that he goes first. The points that he's going to get for that for the rest of the game is 2 and then 3. So that's 5 points. That brings the score to 9-6. If he takes this one for 2 turns, starting in turn 4, he can get 1 point, then 2 points. And that would tie up the game, which would then leave it to who's killed the most models, probably Duncan. Or sorry, the most points, most likely Duncan, is what I'm thinking. Although it's hard to tell this by looking at things, but assuming that. But the problem is that means that he needs to go next, because if I go next, I just get 4 more points. And you can't catch up. If you go next, you've got to get this objective. Now, Arkhan, we've already done all the math. He can hop up to there, make a 12-inch charge, but then he's still 3 inches away from the objective, more than 3 inches from the objective. I don't know, man. Unless, what if you come this way and then make a long bomb charge? No, you still can't get him. You have to kill him.
So in fact, I can't. I think the more interesting discussion is did I make any major mistakes which lost me the game? And I don't think I did.
Are you calling the game right now, or are we going to roll?
Which we roll off first?
Let's see.
Because if you win the roll off, then it's...
Well, you won the roll off.
Right. Okay. Well, it's my turn. Let's see if I can pre-plan a move.
So spell-wise, you're not in range to just snipe him. Because if you're in range to snipe him, there'll be a different deal here. But yeah, you could. How close do you have to be? Could you dance Macabre yourself? No, it has to be summonable unit to dance Macabre.
So I definitely can't do it because I have a choice. I can, if I make a 12-inch charge. Should we see if I make a 12-inch charge?
And you can re-roll it.
And I can re-roll it with a command point.
Oh, so close.
Okay, well I didn't make it.
6s each
I didn't
time.
make it anyway. But if I had made it, I had a choice. I could either come and kill. Let's say I get really lucky rolls. I could have killed this Tree Lord Ancient, which means he no longer has the objective. But I haven't got it because I'm not within 3.
And you can't dance Macabre a non-summonable unit, right? Because otherwise he could fight twice. You failed the charge anyways, but I don't think you can dance Macabre a non-summonable unit. I think it always has to be summonable.
Should we double check?
Double check, but I'm 99% sure. It is summonable. And you know what, that makes sense, because otherwise you see zombie dragons fighting twice and I
let's
never
be
see
clear,
that.
I've got a choice. I can either come here, kill him, in which case I haven't got the objective, or I come over here, get the objective, but I haven't got the objective because I haven't killed him and he's not within range of my weapons. So did I make a mistake? I don't think I did.
I don't know.
Well, go on, tell me if I made a newbie mistake. I sent Arkhan over here. In retrospect, he had almost no impact and these guys won on their own.
Yes.
So, but I don't think it was a given. I think it was close.
It was definitely close, because I could keep stomping them and then make them go last. The Necromancer played the key role here with the dance, letting the huge Spirit Host unit fight
so maybe
twice.
I did make a mistake. What I was thinking was, how much impact would he have had over here? I don't know.
He's not a super awesome fighter. He has, like, you look at his numbers, he has a capable damage output if you rolled half decently. The problem is the Tree Lords are tough. With that 3-up save, having come from 40k, 3-up save may not sound like a lot, but in Age of Sigmar, 3-up save is huge. That is, by far, you're not going to see much better than that.
Well, it's not, unlike 40k, there's not weapons that are rolling like 20, 40 dice.
Right. So everyone, and a lot of them are multi-damage. So that 3-up save, especially when I'm re-rolling 1s, used to be that they can get to a 2-up save with the right artifact. Thankfully, they got rid of that because it just became bananas. But yeah, I think the only thing I would say that you should have done differently, and this is not a newbie mistake, this could have just been a tactical error. It's not because you're new, but just because you thought it would help and it didn't, is maybe, first off, yeah, I don't think he needed to come over here. I think he needed to support over here. Now, if he had supported over here, he may have just died. Because you saw the Kurnoth Hunters and the Tree Lord just destroyed 40 skeletons.
You would have focused fire on him.
Yeah, for sure. He would have been my top priority because he's the only guy that can bring back units, and he is one heck of a wizard. That is his power. His power is that +2 cast and unbind, casting 2 spells, knowing everybody's spells. She'd be able to choose 4 units and bring back D3, re-rolling. Like, he's, as a Mortarch, that's his power. He's not the super heavy hitter. He's got decent hitting in close combat. So I still would have kept him on this side and used him as more of a support. And that way, when you had the chance to bring these guys back, you would have brought him back over here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have made a difference, but you're right. He made no difference over here. He attacked and did 0 damage to my Tree Lord Ancient, who then died to your Spirit Host. The Tree Lord Ancient actually punched him in the face, and if it wasn't for a good roll of the Mortis engine, he would have been out of the game.
I mean, I do wonder whether I was a bit lucky over here.
How so? I didn't see much luck. I saw bad luck over here. I saw the good luck over here. These guys your guys over here fell quickly, but you had the 6 Spirit Hosts. You saw that on both sides. The Spirit Hosts, they could really hold their ground. You gave the right artifact to him, so I couldn't just pick him off with a shooting attack. -3 to hit him. And shooting, you might as well not shoot, right?
Yeah.
And he could pass off wounds to summonable units. And so he was able to sit there, whereas your other Necromancer, I think the tactical error is what you realized afterwards, was moving your other Necromancer forward, because as soon as you lost that hero on that side...
which is a kicker, because I literally did it because I misunderstood how the assault worked.
Right, you thought it was an inch, not half an inch, right? Yeah, so that... Yeah, right there. And I think you made one mistake over here where you moved within 3 inches of my Tree Lord Ancient and you didn't want to.
I don't think that matters.
In the end, I don't think so either. But my plan worked, partly because you didn't get the double turn till turn 3, which was to gum up the objectives and just hold. But thankfully, it's hold in the middle of the table. I don't like when people hold at the back. That's boring. But we held in the middle, at least. Oh man, those Kurnoth Hunters, they did work.
Yeah.
They slaughtered your Necromancer, pretty much all your skeletons, and then came over and one-shotted your Mortis engine. So I was happy to see them finally do work. My past couple games with them, the ones with swords have rolled poorly, which is surprising when you look at their stats.
I mean, the one interesting thing for me about this game is having sort of read the books over the weekend and done a bit of like training. I was like, I think you kind of have to play this as a bit of a blob army.
It depends on
this giving support to the units, and I took 3 wizards, which is a bit unbalanced. It meant I'd have to leave one side with that much support.
Well, the hard thing is...
let me finish. Tell me where I'm getting this wrong.
Sure.
So, anyway, my dilemma was I had to split my forces in 2. And I was like, oh, I wish I had 4 wizards now because I could put 2 on each side. One side's going to be under-supported.
And ironically, that's the side that did well, right?
Yeah.
The under-supported side is the one that dominated.
And yet, I don't think I'm going mad. I'm sure I put a lot more stuff down on this side.
Yeah.
So.
The 40 skeleton blob.
Yeah.
6 spirit hosts.
Yeah, because
Remember you failed all those charges first turn?
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't help.
Yeah, that actually probably contributed heavily to losing the game. Because it meant you were delayed a turn of being able to do damage to me. Because you were working through me. You were slowly doing the damage, but only getting those dogs in.
Plus, I was relying on the charge to reduce the amount that you could snipe out my necromancer. I think that would have been right.
Yep, I wouldn't be able to kill it because I would have been gummed up with your regular skeletons, and with the necromancer there and the grave sites.
So now I think about it, actually, I meant to overload this side. So yeah.
So what I would say, and this goes for learning any new game, the details are in the scenarios. Yeah. The rules are rules, right? The 3-inch, there's a lot of things that you're figuring out, right? Like the 3-inch threat. Yeah. That is very unusual if you're used to 40k. 40k is very short range threat, 1 inch only. I almost wish that they put the 3-inch into 40k. I think that would add a lot of dynamics to the game. It just allows units to have more control, much larger bubble. Like all of a sudden, like this guy, 3 inches, that's this. 1 inch is this.
I think it works well with the 1 inch coherency. I'm personally not sure you could have 3 inch plus 2 inch coherency.
No. You'd have to have 1 inch coherency. Now, but the thing is, you've played one scenario that has 2 objectives, and this is the one scenario that breaks the rules for how objectives work. And other scenarios, it's whoever has the most models within 6 inches. And so this is a weird scenario in that it's heroes and battle line as a unit, not as individuals that hold it. And a lot of other scenarios will have 4 objectives or 6 objectives, or the objective moves around the table. So whether, for the most part, what I have found is a blob is not the best kind of army because it leaves you too immobile. You need to think out the Age of Sigmar armies, and 40k as well, and many other games, you really have to focus on mobility. Your mobility comes in through your fast dogs, your flying units, being able to summon in things that can kind of allow you to creep them up a little further. But the legions of Sacrament tend to have a little harder mobility. Sylvaneth, their mobility is all about teleporting from tree to tree. Otherwise, they're pretty slow. Up against other armies, you'll have totally different experiences. So it all comes down to that. And also, this Sylvaneth list, it turned out to be pretty good. And so for your, considering that was your
Dryad, I thought your Dryads did well.
They did very well. I was very happy with them. The first
is that partly because you shielded them well? Because you had extra layers in front of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was well played.
Yeah,
that was well played, I think.
They die easily enough. You didn't get to see their saves because you were always mortal wounding them. But they, this group, they'd have 4-up saves and then re-rolling 1 at the command ability. They're quite durable, but they're only 1 wound each. So, considering this is your first game, though, honestly, that was pretty darn good.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'll say this on camera. I've seen many players play that have played a lot more games make a lot more tactical mistakes. So, that was great. I thought that was a nice, close game.
I would actually say one more thing, which is, again, because I know what it's like watching the videos. So, if you were wondering why I sent 2 guys across at the start, the Mortis engine was actually a dummy.
A decoy.
And I was always intending to send that back because I felt like it couldn't get in first turn where I didn't want the Mortis engine going in unsupported.
It needed a flank.
I think it needs to be going in with something else.
It did damage, especially that once per game
that's
ability.
That's why I did that, like that. Also, I wanted it to be able to nibble in and hit more things with its range thing. But Arkhan was always going to go this way, and it was always maybe a mistake.
Probably.
But anyway.
In hindsight.
But
hindsight,
what I
right?
was doing at the start. It was half a dummy and half a real.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was ignoring everything you were saying. Because we played a few games now together. Don't listen to Duncan. He likes to misdirect, not lie.
No.
Misdirect.
I'm always very honest about the rules, but I like to just kind of try and just mislead about my tactics.
It's like, yeah, look, I'm going to point this guy in this direction because that's where he's going. Bam! Facing doesn't matter in this game, so why does it matter? You thought I pointed it that way, right? I'm going to turn my guys backwards and march them up backwards. I can do that one game. Have my entire army face the wrong direction and just walk up the field backwards.
Oh no!
That would just drive me nuts.
No, don't do that.
I don't think I could. Don't worry. Well, thank you so much, Duncan.
Thank you for the game. I really enjoyed it.
That was good. That was a close game. You got to destroy a lot of my guys. When in the end, more than half my army was gone, and I think maybe you killed 2 of the big guys, and you killed a lot of dryads.
Nice.
And then I brought more back. So yeah, there's more dryads dead than it looks like. And you totally dominated the one side, and I just managed to hold the other side long enough. But that was good. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll play some more Age of Sigmar. Happy wargaming.